Welcome to Guest House, Sweet Home for Patients and Families in Chicago. I'm Dionne Nicole Smith, Director of Development, and I'm so happy to be with you for another edition of our monthly show. And I'm very excited today to have two of my colleagues with us, and we're going to introduce them in one moment. But I want to remind you why you're joining us. So, Guest House provides temporary lodging when people need to stay close to the hospital when they're going through health challenges and the doctors want them to stay a little bit closer. So we provide that resource, that temporary lodging, so that people don't have to stress about what they're going through when they're going through heavy medical challenges. We provide those safe, affordable, temporary apartments that allow them to feel a sense of home and hopefully reduce some of the stressors that they're dealing with on a regular basis. So today and every month, we try to tackle a different topic. We try to bring you insight to whether it's a particular diagnosis, whether we talk to individuals about something specific. And because we're in this season for giving, today we're going to actually talk about giving back. We're going to talk about volunteerism. So today I have with me two of my wonderful colleagues, Jan and Farnoosh, and we are so happy that they're with us today. So Jan, she's our manager of volunteerism programming. Jan, why don't you share with everybody who's watching why you actually decided to work for the Guest House, why volunteering is important to you and the work that you do, and who you are as a person.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks. It's good to be here. So I have been with Guest House for almost 14 years, which it's gone fast. And I originally worked at a senior center in the city of Chicago. And when that closed, I was looking for another job, and the opportunity to be at a medical guest house and work in a up-and-coming volunteer program that hadn't been developed yet was a great challenge for me, and I really embraced it. And it was fun to tell my friends about the opportunity, and they're like, Jan, this is a perfect situation for you to be able to dive into something that is true to your heart. And hospitality is important to me, making people feel welcome and cared for. And at Guest House, in our Jane Wright community room, it's a gathering space for guests who come together for meals once a week. We're working on twice a week. We have different things there that are just an opportunity for people to even to have another resting place besides their room,
Right.
to come in and maybe watch TV, read a book. It's just another quiet space. So for me to be a part of starting up that volunteer program and creating that atmosphere was really important to me.
And you've done such a great job with it. She really has.
Thank you.
She's been here longer than I have. And we both enjoy working for the Guest House because we see on a regular basis the impact we make in the lives of our guests. So it means a lot to us because we're honored to serve everyone. Farnoosh! We love our Farnoosh because why don't we tell the viewers actually how you started with us, what led you to want to connect with the Guest House?
Yeah. So I originally learned about Guest House during my undergrad. I went to UIC, I got my bachelor's in bio and psychology, and I'm pre-med. And during college, I was part of a fraternity, a pre-health fraternity, Delta Upsilon Mu, and I learned about Guest House from them because their local philanthropy is Guest House. And they do different projects every single month. And those 4 years, I was volunteering often, and I did different projects.
Yeah.
I did dinner, helping with dinner, packing food. We did making cards. We host different events like bingos, trivia nights. sip and paint. We did different activities and even some off-site activities that we did. And that's how I kind of got connected to Guest House. And after I graduated, I kind of stepped back to see what I want to pursue more and what I connect with. And Guest House was the number one, and I really valued my time volunteering in Guest House. And being in Guest House, volunteering for 4 years, I literally connected and really learned from how much your time, how much those 2-3 hours that you spend out of your time, how much it means to the guests. And hearing it from the guests themselves, it really meant a lot. And yeah, so then I reached out to Jan. I know I'm an alumni now, and I'm not with them anymore, but can I volunteer individually? And of course, they welcomed me with open arms, and I started volunteering individually, yeah.
What I love about Farnoosh's story is that she was a student, she was led to volunteer, but even after she graduated, she still wanted to connect with us. She still wanted to volunteer. And I will never forget Farnoosh being in the community room, and I as soon as I saw her again, I went, there's something special about this young woman. There's something special about her. And it was so great as we were looking to hire someone in the volunteer department, and we were looking to have another program assistant in the volunteer department. And we definitely missed the one we had, and we love Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany, we love you. We missed her, but we knew we needed someone who we felt was automatically connected to our mission. And Jan thankfully thought about Farnoosh, and I immediately said, nope, that's it. If Farnoosh is interested while she is looking at med school, right? That's her goal, that's her focus, but she still has a heart for volunteering. So that should tell you something, all of you out there. It doesn't matter how much time you have, it doesn't matter what your life plan is. Hopefully you can figure out a little bit of time to give back to an organization that may really need you and trust. Our volunteers mean the world to our guests, and they mean the world to us. Now, I know that, let's talk about how important volunteering is to the Guest House model. And for you all that don't understand, and I try to make sure that I connect you to what our mission is. We provide a temporary apartment for individuals, no matter your age, no matter your diagnosis. It may be for a day, it may be a year if you're an organ transplant. But in addition to that apartment, we also provide some key things. Jan, do you want to talk about what we provide? Because what we do is more than just 4 walls. We really try to create a sense of care and comfort and community.
And so when we're, with Farnoosh, she understood our mission of how can I give back to the guests that they can feel welcome. And when I'm meeting with our volunteers, I'm usually pointing out that folks are coming from all over the United States.
That's right.
Sometimes out of the country. They're really focused on their medical diagnosis and the reason that they're at Guest House. And so they don't think about some extra things. And I want the extra things to come from our volunteers. It could be our weekly dinners because we're concerned about guests getting enough to eat. It could be welcome bags that have a comfort card written in them that makes it personal. Someone's thinking of you. And so we're able to just touch their hearts with reminding them that people out there care about them, care about the hardships that they're going through right now. It's a season of struggle for some people, and it's lonely. Sometimes they're really struggling as that loved one with the diagnosis of their person who's in the hospital or who's going back and forth to appointments. They need support just as much as that patient who may have had surgery and then comes and stays at Guest House. So we try to keep track of where the guests are coming from in terms of traveling, but also just, are they at a good place? How can we support them? We, of course, have our limitations, but our volunteers understand that mission of hospitality and being welcoming to whoever's coming through. I have an amazing couple of volunteers that come every week.
Yeah.
And one of our other programs is welcome breakfast bags. We used to do a hot breakfast every week, and after COVID, we changed how we do that, and so we do breakfast bags. And people request them, and my volunteer Gina is the grandmother of our coworker Gabby. She comes every week and she prepares those bags and delivers them. And then we've got another volunteer, Ann, comes every week. She's a guest greeter. If there are people in the community room that just need somebody to sit and listen, she's there. If we have welcome bags that have been prepared by others and dropped off, she will make sure that other new guests who just came in have them on their doors when they arrive at guest house. So that sense of welcoming is really an important aspect of what we do for our guests.
And I love that too. We have some of the best volunteers ever. And we just use the story of one of our volunteers, Miriam, who we're going to give a little special shout out to because we just used her on our end of year appeal message that we sent today. Because it's important for people to understand why people volunteer, why they feel a need to reach out. And in Miriam's case, she works for UI Health, and she comes to the guest house every week for our weekly guest dinners. Every Thursday, she comes to the guest house because it's a way for her to actually de-stress. It's a way for her to do something that's positive, that's giving back to the community, and she gets a lot from it, but we get a lot from it. I feel like we're the lucky ones because we see how much joy it brings her when she's at the door greeting someone, when she is speaking in Spanish because that's her native language, and helping us out and helping us to communicate to that particular guest that maybe we're not able to connect with because our language is limited. So having her as a resource is a beautiful blessing for us, and we are so grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there are a couple other fabulous people that we have in our little world volunteer pool. You want to mention a couple other names? Because the great thing about what Jan is sharing, what we're saying is we want you to think. We want you to think about how you may want to get involved with us. You don't have to have a couple of dollars in your pocket. Of course, I will always accept your donations, but if you don't have that, there are so many other ways that you can use your time and your talents to help someone else.
Right. Yeah, we have some amazing service groups as well as corporate groups that have been loyal volunteer groups for us, through COVID and beyond for years. And some come quarterly and host dinners. Some come twice a year. Some might sign up once a year and we just circle back with them. And they may do a service project and do welcome bags. They may do it off-site. They may do it in our community room. The Rotary Club of Arlington Heights is one of them. AstraZeneca is another group. Amley Residential is not too far away in the South Loop, and we have a board member on our executive governing board.
He's on everything. Stephen Ross, we love you. He's an amazing donor of ours who's on our board. He's a part of our executive committee as well and on additional board committees, but he is very committed to helping families of sick children. So he is a key donor with patients that come from Ann and Robert Lurie Children's Hospital. He's amazing. He is that key funder. So we appreciate him connecting us with his company, Amley.
Yep, they've hosted pizza dinners and have supported a local restaurant in the South Loop with the pizza that they provide. And so, the different groups that come through have been so supportive of us, and we're always recruiting more. So, going into January, February, this next quarter is a place that we want to plug more people in.
Well, and I think, too, if you want to mention, there's so many opportunities, and I'm going to bring up a couple other groups and give a little bit more detail in one moment. But I think it's wonderful for Farnoosh to talk about another key connector, which is the Honeycomb Project.
So Honeycomb Project is an organization that the families are coming and volunteering with their kiddos. And some of them are really small, and some of them are like high schoolers and college students. And what's nice about it is that the whole family is coming together, and they're making cookies. And starting January, actually, they will be coming. So they come twice a month, every other Saturdays, and they volunteer with us. They make cookies, and starting January, they're gonna be making cookies one Saturday, and then they're making a care kit the other Saturday. So what's amazing with this organization is they've been with us for about 7 years, and it's so great seeing they make little cookies, and it's only for 3 hours, and I see guests coming down. What is the smell? What is going on? What's happening in the community room? Tell us. I want all of it. And it just gives guests the sense of home. It's such a comfort for them when they smell something, even for dinners, when they come in and they smell the food. It's so familiar to them because they're so used to the hospital food. And when they smell something that's good, they come down saying, okay, what's going on? How can I get this? And when we tell them, we offer this every Thursday and it's free and you just need to sign up. And it's just, every time they come to us and they're like, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And it always makes me so happy because these small gestures, it just means so much because our guests are going through so much, like physically and mentally, and they're away from family, and these little small gestures, it's the world to them. And I will never forget, we sometimes have volunteers coming in, they play songs. Luciano and Melissa, they are one of our volunteers that come with our sponsors. I will never forget this moment when one of our musicians, he was playing his guitar, and one of our guests from Road Home program, he was sitting on the chair and he just sat there with his food in his hand and he just closed his eyes. And he was just listening to the song, and then he started talking to other people, and the conversation that he was having with other volunteers wasn't even about why he's here for, what he's doing. It was just about his day. That's right. About the Volunteers Day, and that's what I think. It's comfort. It's the community room. Also, I've been told the community room reminds them of their living room. It's what's nice about it. And that was the goal. And
that was our goal.
And it happened. And we have guests coming down, sitting on the couch, reading their book. And it's just for them to not think or talk about their treatments. Because that's their every day. They're talking about this. They're dealing with that.
That's right.
And I feel like that's what really stood out with me with the whole volunteer program, is that we are giving them the sense of comfort, the sense of home.
That's right.
Because guest house itself is providing them the chance of getting the treatment, the chance of, I have a place to stay. I have a place to stay, and I don't have to worry about how am I gonna pay for it and how am I gonna get my treatment. And the volunteer program, all the even the little cards they get, they come down, who did this? And I'm like, it's Honeycomb. They made little cookies and they drew on the bags, and it really stands out to our guests, and that's what's really valuable to me, and that's what the guest house mission really stuck out with me.
That means the most to me, having you share that story, because for those listening to what Farnoosh said, she mentioned Road Home. And Road Home is a project that Rush University Medical Center, they bring in military veterans in cohorts every 2 weeks. And they have an accelerated program that helps them with resolving their PTSD and perhaps military sexual trauma. So every 2 weeks, we have individuals that stay with us. And we feel so honored that we're able to serve that population because we can't even imagine what they've gone through protecting this country.
Yeah.
And so when you hear something like that, when you hear Farnoosh say that there was a military veteran that when he came downstairs, the power of the music was soothing for him. It impacted him. It made him feel like he could actually be at ease for a moment in his life. That means a lot. And the fact that we're able to bring that to life through our volunteers, we so respect and appreciate you all more than you would know. And I just want to mention on top of the ones that Jan mentioned, think about your companies. Think about companies. If you're able to give back, please do. Like she mentioned with AstraZeneca, Kevin Howard is one of our amazing volunteers, and he was actually a volunteer of the year for us a couple years ago. But his company does what they do a couple times a year, or well, heck,
Quarterly.
it's
Yeah.
quarterly, excuse me. It's more than a couple. It's 4 times a year. But what I love about Kevin is he's open to whatever, however he can give back. When we were in for the 4th year this year, in the marathon, in the Bank of America Chicago Marathon, we wanted to add to our runners' experience. So we have a charity team. So another shout out for all you runners out there. If you want to join our team, we have slots.
Yes.
But we have a charity team, and we really wanted to add to their experience and provide a pasta dinner before the night before the race. I reached out to him and he said, Deanne, I would be happy to support. I would be happy to sponsor. That's amazing. You don't have to give back. And we also have a wonderful relationship with ComEd. They are now amazing supporters of ours. They put together a day of service earlier this winter. I mean, January, February of 2025. They put together a joint day of service with People's Gas and Nicor to make us 150 breakfast bags, which was crazy. We couldn't even believe that they made so many. But this is what we're talking about. We want you to really think about your resources. Think about people you know. Maybe you can't do it, and that's fine. But perhaps you know someone who's maybe your neighbor works for a company, and they really want to give back. Perhaps volunteer hours are able to be matched by their organization. Maybe they're willing with hours that you put in, maybe somewhere else, but you want to give the money to Guest House. You can do whatever you want. We are open to it. We just are very grateful when people are excited about wanting to give back in this way. Jan, do you want to say anything else about how people can get involved?
I think the best way is to go to our website and get involved on the tab, the upper tab. And also just poke around the website and see, watch the videos that we've posted. There's been so many interviews of, like Ida and Ray were former guests of ours, and then they became volunteers because they stayed in the Chicagoland area. And their story is amazing. And so learning
really
from
is.
them about volunteering and giving back from their experience, it's a lovely testament to people who said, I hear that, guests mean to give back, but they're getting back their lives. And Ida and Ray were true on their promise. They said, we're staying in the area, we want to volunteer. And they have, anytime I need them, they've come and helped at dinners and shown up. So they've spoken about Guest House at our fundraiser. So as volunteers, they've been just a tremendous gift to us. So I would say go through our website. Otherwise, you can reach me at Jan K, the letter K, at guesthousechicago.org.
Yes, and before we leave, I want to make sure that you also know if there are other ways that you want to give back. You can give back with supporting our fundraiser, and we have a fundraiser coming up in the spring, August, April 27th, which is the last Monday of the month, April 27, 2026. The house always wins, and we have it at the fabulous Carnival restaurant. So that's coming back next year, and you can easily support that way and join us for a fundraiser. But please reach out to us, www.guesthousechicago.org. We want you to consider what you can do. If you want to talk to an actual person, you can call 312-996-1167. There's always someone in our guest service department that would be happy to speak with you. So with the resources that we give, if there are people who you know may need us, we're here for everyone. We're located in Chicago, but we serve people all around the country and the globe. But if you are here, don't think that you cannot come to Guest House. Yes, you can. Okay? Yes, you can. So we want you to just reach out to us. We are here to support you in every way possible. So, Jen, Farnoosh, thank you for joining me this evening. And we hope that all of you will consider just giving back in any way you can this holiday season and as you go on into 2026. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Happy holidays.